Today we are filming back. We have Matt Berzicott, who is, what's he?
9.
Thank you. 9 weeks out from USA's. We also have the man in the house, Matt Jansen, who we've been training together now for 4 or 5 weeks now. So we're just going to keep this consistent between us three as much as possible. But right now we're starting with stretching the lats.
Okay, so what Nick was trying to say, after New York, we kind of did an assessment of his physique. Basically, what I saw on stage and basically with our goal, the biggest thing we want to do is just bring a really freaky look from the back. I think his chest has come up a lot. We're still going to keep an emphasis on that. And within my programming, within our goal, I never want to lose sight of what his strengths are. So we're going to continue to bring up his legs. But within his stage shots, the biggest flaw that I saw was density and detail in his lower back. So we've kind of split his back training up into 3 days now. Today, the primary lower back loading movement is just a body weight supported barbell row. So that's kind of like the main movement for today. We're doing 2 lat pulls, being a pullover and then a pull down, and then 1 lat emphasis row, 1 upper back row with the barbell row in there as well, okay? And then in 2 days time, we'll come in at the end of hamstrings and do deadlifts. And at the end of the week, we're gonna come back and hit upper back again after we train shoulders. So it kind of encompasses that upper shelf area of your back. So that's what we're focusing on now within this programming. I'm just trying to keep in mind not overloading his lower back too often. And that's why we split things up the way that we are. So we're trying to be as effective as possible with training his back with increased frequency without causing too much stress and then him not being able to recover in between sessions. With the plate, I'm not trying to do anything crazy or trying to be unique. All I'm trying to do is simply get us into a hip hinge position rather than overly squatting and loading your hips. Get us into a hip hinge position so that we can get more of the load on our lat. So by leaning over the weight, you're able to get more load on your lat, which is what we're training, rather than having to squat back into it, which is what people typically do. So when you squat back into it, you're holding load here rather than on your lat. Okay, so we're just trying to put you in a more advantageous position to actually load the lat versus loading your hips.
How many sets you got left on him?
Probably.
Okay.
When they say probably like 1, that means they have no clue. No clue. All right, so movement number 2 here, we're doing a pull down variation. And we're really just trying to pull our elbow down vertically as much as we possibly can. We're trying to limit back extension. A lot of times if you watch people do any type of pull down, they're actually initiating the movement with their lower back and swinging backwards, and that's what's creating the force to drive the weight down. We're trying to keep our body completely vertical and then just all elbow drive down with our hands actually in front of us to help keep that body positioning completely upright.
Big pump.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a Ronnie Coleman back for my Olympia debut. Hopefully.
All right, so this is our lower back specific loading pattern that we're doing. This rowing variation where we're trying to specifically load off a body weight rather than being chest supported. Also, since it's a new movement pattern for us, rather than trying to progress load off the start, we're trying to drive the reps up. So basically, in the last 3 weeks, Nick's kept 315 on for his top set, but is continuing to improve his rep execution and also his reps at that given weight. So we're doing a top set and then a back off set just to reinforce that movement pattern as we continue to get stronger within it. This is our third specific lat emphasis movement of the day. So if you break out the workout, we have 3 specific lat emphasis movements today, 2 upper back movements, and then 2 upper back movements on Friday. And then I consider the barbell row total back and deadlift total back. So that's kind of how we're breaking it up. For this specifically, we're trying to square off your hips and basically cut off the ability to create torque from your hip. If you have this hip open, you're able to crank and use torque to compensate for what you don't have in your lat. So by closing off your hips, it really makes the lat just forcing the lat to drive rather than using that body positioning to move the weight.
Heavier at the end of the workout.
Yeah, we do them last, or second to last.
Like that. That would drive hard.
was talking.
All right, that's it. I pretty much gave an overview of the workout. We're just gonna keep this exercise selection going pretty much all the way until the Olympia unless something breaks, which I highly doubt that it will. We're excited to have Joe with us for this Olympia prep. We're gonna try to get as much content to you guys as we can. We appreciate the support. We're still getting support from New York Pro, and that means a lot. I'm excited for you guys to see Nick here in a few weeks at Junior Nationals on stage. This will be his first guest posing as a pro. First guest posing period.
Period, yeah.
So that'll be fun. We're gonna try to have as much fun as we can. That's a big emphasis for me with my experience with guys in the past. There's a lot on the line for us this year. Obviously the expectations are high, but just trying to keep fun intact as much as we can. Enjoy the process, because I told him the other day, like, he only gets this opportunity once, you know, so I want him to look back at it regardless of the outcome, which I know is gonna be positive, but if there's a lot of stress all the way to the outcome, even if the outcome's positive, he's not gonna have the fondest memory of this prep. So I wanna try to keep fun in as much as we can, just enjoy the process together and just try to just be the best that we can be.
Is that how he's doing it? I can't do that shit.